Okay, welcome. So this is part 2 of the second law of thermodynamics. So we are now we are now discussing about the topic of Carnot cycle and Carnot engine. So in 1820, explained by engineer Sadi Carnot. So this process is known as Carnot cycle. So Sadi Carnot explained about what parts of the engine. He also explained what should be the ideal engine and what should be the various processes through which an engine should go through in order to produce work from it. Okay. So Sadi Carnot gave the theoretical explanation of this engine, meaning he explained different parts of engines and he explained about the working of this engine. So during this theory on Carnot engine, he made few assumptions. So this engine is an ideal engine. So hypothetical engine mo pa lang to. Ideal pa lang. So Sadi Carnot designed this engine which is having efficiency of 100%. Note that the Carnot engine is just an ideal engine or a hypothetical engine. No engine has 100% efficiency according to the second law of thermodynamics. So heat engine is nothing but a device which converts heat energy into useful mechanical work. So Carnot suggested that if a heat engine is passed through some thermodynamic stages, then it may be possible to get 100% efficiency of the heat engine. So this engine is called the Carnot engine or ideal heat engine. So he suggested the working process for this Carnot engine, and this cyclic process is known as Carnot cycle. So Carnot heat engine consists of following 4 parts. So first, the non-conducting stand. So it is insulated non-conducting stand. This is an insulated non-conducting stand which does not allow heat transfer through it. So, para imposible siya mangyari, pero sa Carnot cycle, so sa Carnot heat engine, pwede siya kasi theoretical lang siya. So, it is non-conducting and there will be no heat transfer through it. So, kaya niyang i-block lahat ng heat na lalabas sa kanya or kaya niyang itago lahat ng heat, walang mga losses. So, pag nilagyan mo siya ng apoy sa loob, hindi lalabas yung init. Nasa loob lang. And then, the next part of the Carnot heat engine is the heat reservoir. So, it is such that its temperature remains constant throughout the process. It is also known as a heat source. So, walang losses, walang lumalabas na init. And the temperature is constant throughout the process talaga. Okay. Next, we have the cold reservoir. So, it is such that its temperature remains constant throughout the process. So, its temperature should not change even if any amount of heat is added to it. It is also known as a heat sink. So, na-heat sink siya or doon napupunta lahat ng init. So, heat sink. So, parang lababo lang, di ba? Doon napupunta lahat ng tubig sa lababo, nade-drain lahat, and then ito naman, heat sink, is dito nade-drain lahat ng heat. Okay. The fourth one is the cylinder with the working fluid. So the cylinder walls are insulated so that heat will not transfer through the walls. So wala talagang mga losses. So perfect yung wall niya. The walls of cylinder are made up of non-conducting material. So the base of the cylinder is conducting and heat transfer takes place through it. So the cylinder is fitted with a movable piston as shown in figure. So the working fluid inside the cylinder can be liquid or gas. Grabe sila. Okay, so all the process occurring in the Carnot engine is represented graphically on a PV diagram. But for that, let us understand the Carnot cycle. So there are 4 processes involved in the Carnot cycle. We have the isothermal expansion, the adiabatic expansion. So isothermal, ano ba yun? Isothermal or constant temperature. Okay, adiabatic, ano naman yun? Volume, isothermal, compression, and adiabatic compression. Meron tayong expansion and compression. So first of all, place the cylinder on the hot reservoir. So the temperature of the hot reservoir is higher than the temperature of the working fluid. So yung orange na yan, fluid yan. So, the heat flows from the hot reservoir to the gas. Diba? So, yung fluid or yung orange is iinit yan. After yan a minute, meron tayong isothermal expansion. Constant temperature, nag-expand yung ating constant temperature ba? Isothermal? Okay, nag-expand yung ating fluid sa loob. Gas ba yan or liquid ba yan? Basta yung fluid sa loob is nag-expand yung orange. And due to this process, the gas starts to expand and the piston rises upward as shown in the image. So, pag umangat yung ating piston, tataas yung kanyang volume. So, makita natin sa PV diagram, from pressure o yung mababa yung volume niya, lumaki yung volume niya, pero yung pressure niya is bumaba. So, from point A to point B. So, as the gas expands, so due to this constant temperature expansion, this process is known as isothermal expansion. So, during the upward movement of the piston, the volume of the gas increases and its pressure decreases, which is shown in the PV diagram A to B. Okay. So, after that, the adiabatic expansion number 2. So, now the cylinder is placed on an insulating stand. Now, due to the insulating walls from all the sides, the gas does not exchange its heat. So, no heat transfer takes place over here. So, the process is an adiabatic process. So, but the piston keeps on rising upward due to the inertia of the wheel. Thus, it's an expansion process. So, continuous pa rin yung pagtaas ng kanyang piston due to the inertia or kasi mayroon siyang energy na binigay pa mula sa pag-akyat. So, may inertia pa siya. So, thus, this process is known as adiabatic process. So, since the gas is expanding without gaining any heat, so its temperature decreases and pressure also decreases. So, this process is shown in PV diagram B to C. So, aangat yung kanyang volume, pero yung pressure is bumabagsak. So, number 3, isothermal compression. So, after the Carnot cycle is isothermal compression process with PV diagram. Now, place the cylinder on a cold reservoir. So, palamig, papunta na siya, palamig na siya. So, due to the inertia effect of the wheel, the piston moves downward. Since paikot yung ating ating crankshaft or yung nakakonect o connection ng piston. So, the piston moves downward and the compression of the gas takes place. Nagko-compress na yung gas, liliit na yung volume niya kasi nagko-compress, lumiliit yung volume. So, the cold reservoir absorbs all the heat from the gas and this compression takes place at constant temperature. So, this process is known as isothermal compression. So, due to this compression process, the volume of the gas decreases and the pressure increases, which is shown in the PV diagram as C to D. So, makita natin C to D, lumiliit yung volume niya pero tumataas yung pressure niya. So, number 4, the last is the adiabatic compression. So, in this last step, bring the cylinder to the insulated stand. The piston continues to move downward due to the inertia effect of the wheel, but now there is no cold reservoir to absorb the heat from the cylinder. Because of this, the temperature of the gas starts increasing as adiabatic compression. Ano yun? Increasing. So, this compression process occurs without any heat transfer, so it is known as adiabatic compression. Here, the gas is compressed such that its temperature rises back to that of the hot reservoir. Since nagko-compress ka ng hangin, so naiipit yung hangin, tumataas yung temperature niya. So, during this process, the volume of the gas decreases and pressure increases. So, D to A. So, makita natin, the pressure increases while yung volume niya is lumiliit. Nagko-compress ka ngayon ng gas. So, pagtaas na ulit ng pressure, so during this process, the volume of the gas decreases and pressure, yung D to A. After this step, the gas returns to its initial stage, and this complete cycle is known as Carnot cycle. So, the energy working on this cycle is called the Carnot engine. Yan. So, nasa pinakataas na naman siya ng pressure niya. So, pag nagdagdag ka ulit ng So, sa next cycle niya, magdadagdag ka ng fuel, magdadagdag ka ng apoy. So, uulit siya ng A to B, and then B to C, and then C to D, and then D to A. So, paulit-ulit lang yan. So, that is the Carnot engine or the Carnot cycle. So, the perpetual motion machine of second kind, PMM2, second kind, which does not obey the second law of thermodynamics. So, meron din pala tayong PMM2, which does not obey the second law of thermodynamics. So any device or machine which does not obey the second law of thermodynamics is known as a perpetual motion machine of second kind, PMM2. So see the above engine, it absorbs heat from the single heat source and converts all this energy into work. So isang heat source lang, converted ito lahat to work. So that is impossible based on the second law of thermodynamics. Pero pwede siya sa PMM2 kasi hindi siya nag-follow sa second law of thermodynamics. So according to Kelvin Planck's statement for second law, it is impossible to construct such a device working on a single heat source and having 100% efficiency. Thus, this device violates the second law of thermodynamics, hence it is known as a perpetual motion machine of second kind, PMM2. Okay, so that is all about the second law of thermodynamics. Okay. So that's it. So I hope you understand or a little bit of the second law of thermodynamics. So meron na tayong konting kaalaman. So I hope you learned something, and on our next video, we will be discussing about the third law na, the last law of thermodynamics, which is the third law of thermodynamics. Okay, so thank you for watching our video. So bye-bye to baby. Bye! And I hope you subscribe to our channel. Okay, bye. See you again. Hi, ate.
Hi.
Bye. Say na, subscribe.
Baby.
Say subscribe.
Subscribe to the button, share it to your fairy, and give me a follow.
What are you saying? Okay, bye guys. Bye, say bye.
Bye guys, see you next time.
Okay.